Hello everyone, my name is Kristen and I come to you from Baltimore County, Maryland, where I live with my partner, Mr. Kraft, and our dog, Nala, who you can hear or see in the background. She's a golden retriever and I am primarily a knitter, but I do some crochet, some spinning, some weaving, and other random crafts every once in a while. I also garden and bake, and read. So sometimes I sprinkle those things in, but today it's purely a podcast episode where I will run down the traditional format where we talk about what I'm wearing, what I finished, what I'm working on, any future plans, and I really apologize for the noise in the background. So I have gotten a lot done since I last talked to you. Also, welcome back. If I didn't say that, I'm not sure. I'm all over the place. I am over-caffeinated and underfed. Mr. Kraft is not here right now. He is on a business trip, and therefore I don't eat right, and I drink way too much caffeine when he's gone because I make a full pot of coffee and I just end up drinking it. That is neither here nor there. I am wearing today the Clay sweater by Ozetta. Why am I wearing this? I have no idea. I'm sweating because it's like 90 degrees here in Baltimore County. Actually, let's see. It is August 26th, by the way, and it is not 90 degrees. That was a complete over-exaggeration. It's 82 degrees here, but it has high humidity. And I am wearing this just because I grabbed it. It's also very wrinkly because it just like lives on the back of this chair sometimes. It's my go-to. I love this so much. I knit it out of West Yorkshire Spinners BFL Fleece DK in the color 02, which is the light brown color. And if you go to order this, I believe you have to go to the naturals section. At least at my local yarn shop, they had a hard time finding this color because it's under a specific heading, which is not just the regular BFL Fleece DK. It's BFL Fleece DK Natural, and this one's the light brown. But anyway, I love it so much. I wear it all the time, and I may have to take it off because it is quite warm. Moving into what I have finished lately, I have two very exciting finished projects. Neither of them are blocked. So the knitting or the crocheting is complete, but they're not like technically finished. We'll start off with the Hygge Burst blanket, and I will roll back and stand up. Just need to make sure I don't hit my dog. Hopefully you can see that. So I was able to get everything assembled, crocheted together. I woven all the ends and I even snipped the ends. I just have not blocked it yet, which I'm probably not going to because it's a blanket and it's just going to live in my office. So I have a red velvety blanket that I keep in here most days because I just like the weight of a blanket on me even if I'm not cold, and this will replace it. So let's see if I can remember the colors. This is 29 Bridges Studio Go-To Sock in the color Patina. This is Boss Kitty BKDK in the color Brass Monkey. This is La Biena May Merino Sock in the mystery color, I think it's number 9. This is Wonderland Yarns. I don't know. I'll put it on the screen. This is Sandho Yarns Sock Base in the color Silent Horizon. This is Little Wolf Knits Sunfish in the color Geyser 1. This is Spun Right Round Classic Sock in the color Biscuits. This is, oh, you know what? Okay, I got this. This is Miss Babs Yowza in the color Field Mouse. This is Miss Babs Yowza in the color Watery Tart. And this is also the Little Wolf Knits in the color Cottage and also on the Sunfish base. So Lots of fingering weight yarn. There's 3 DK weight yarns as well. I held the fingering weight double and obviously the DK weight single. I blocked all of the squares individually and then I put it together with Barocco Vintage in the color black. So I think it looks like stained glass. I'm very happy with it. Okay, so let's get this color regulated again because I'm looking a little blown out. The next thing I have to show you, I'll hold it up and then I'll put it on because why not? The ends are all woven in, but I don't cut them until after I block, at least for knitting. For crochet, I don't care. Can you, let's see. Mr. Craft's Lanark is completely done. And I will put this on just because it's fun and I love it, even though it's super oversized on me. I would probably make the exact same size for myself just for something cozy. So give me a second and I'll put it on. So this is what it looks like on, and I am wearing pajama pants, but who cares? And I love it so much. It's got tons and tons of ease on me, but so nice. I do hope this like doesn't ripple when I block it, but I think it'll be fine. And I'm just like so overwhelmingly happy with how this turned out. And I think he is gonna be super happy with it as well. I put in the zipper. It took me like 3 times, I think, to get it right. And I'm still not completely happy with it. But I do hope that this placard blocks out a little bit. So it's not double knit, but there's a strip that goes on the underside of the zipper. And then obviously this goes on the outside of the zipper. So it sandwiches that zipper in, which creates a really beautiful finish. Actually, let's see. So you can kind of see in here, obviously I do still have ends, but this is the inside of the zipper. And I think it looks really nice, and I like that, but I do see that like line on the outside, and I don't necessarily love that. So my hope is with blocking that will go away a little bit. I have blocked the yoke of the sweater previously. Before I put in the zipper, but yeah, I don't know. I think it looks very nice. Pretty happy with it, especially for my first zipper application. And I think Mr. Craft's gonna get a lot of wear out of this to work when he goes to work, especially when he has meetings. I ended up doing a bind off and pattern because I didn't really want to fiddle with a Italian bind off, and I think that that's fine. It's also very, very, very stretchy, where I find my Italian bind offs aren't as stretchy. And I think this will be good, but worst case scenario is it doesn't block out well. It flips up like this, which is what it's doing right now because it's such a stretchy bind off. And I go back, unpick it, and then I just do an Italian bind off. Okay, so I modified the heck out of this. This is the Lanark by Rebecca Clow of the Crayabea, if I haven't said that already. I knit it out of Utopia yarns in the color charcoal, and this is the BFL BFF base. And I modified this. The collar is done to pattern. The back panel I knit about 1.5 inches extra on. Then I picked up per pattern. I knit the size 6 for Mr. Craft, and then I knit the front panel to pattern, but then I extended the front panel also 1.5 inches. What I was trying to do here was get a larger arm depth. He does not like it when things are tight on his arms, just like I don't. We're a baggy clothes family. And so I did that, then I just joined in the round per pattern, knit down. The ribbing length is not to pattern. I did 12 rows of ribbing, not like 2.5 inches, which is what I think it says. I'm not 100% sure, but it's much shorter ribbing than the pattern recommends, and that's because Mr. Kraft said that that's what he would prefer. So that's what I did. But because I modified this yoke so much and added so much extra fabric, I had to completely redo the sleeves. So I picked up per pattern. So if the pattern said every 3 out of 4 stitches, then I picked that rate up. And I ended up with 126 stitches, which was more stitches than even the largest size had. So I just started knitting, and I started the decreases that were in pattern. So I did the decreases that were recommended in the pattern 10 times, and then I switched to a more rapid decrease. So you can see it's a gentle decrease here, and then it's a rapid decrease. From here, I decreased every 4 rows 6 times, and then I decreased every 2 rows 13 times. So it's actually 3 different decrease rates. It creates this kind of like bat wing shape, I guess, but it looks really nice on. And if he lets me, I will get you a picture. Did that to both sides. I did 12 rows of 1x1 ribbing. Once again, I knit this whole thing on a 4mm needle. The cuffs I did on a 3.5mm needle, and the hem. And then I did bind off with a Italian bind off. I like the Italian versus the tubular. I don't think that the 2 setup rows really add anything except bulk. So I prefer to do an Italian, and I think it looks really nice. The cuffs are not too wide, but they're not also form-fitting, which I think he really likes and appreciates. So overall, very happy with this. If I block it and he determines that he wants anything changed, I will let you guys know. But right now, I think the Lanark is finished. Okay, so because I put so much effort into these 2 finished objects, I have not worked on anything else really. I've done a couple rows on the freshwater tank, so I will show that to you, and I will also just show you the Lucy sweater as well, just because. But for the most part, haven't made any progress on these. They have really, really taken a back seat. So what needs to happen on my freshwater tank is I really just need to put the edging on so I can determine how long I want to make this. But because I've been doing this while I'm on the treadmill, I'm not really doing the edging right now. I'm just knitting in the round. So this is probably going to come with me to the couch at some point this week, and I will do the edging, and then I will continue onto the body. The Lucy sweater is in the exact same spot that you last saw it, because I have not even picked it up. I'm a little twisted, but in the exact same spot. It is a beautiful tealy green yarn. So for the freshwater tank, I'm knitting it out of Illimani Sabri in the color 41/38. And for the Lucy, I am knitting it out of Miss Babs Yowza in the color Black Water. Black Reach? Black Water. Black something. Black Water. And then finally, a little mini update. My cross stitch that I have not really been working on, but it's still on the radar. This is the Nath Nulu on Etsy. Cozy Nest cross stitch. So I'm going to start the chair that this raven is sitting in, and I have done all the peripherals around on the top half of the cross stitch pattern. So I'm going to work on the chair because it's this beautiful green, and then I'll start filling in the raven. So maybe by next fall I'll have this done. As far as new cast-ons, I have not cast anything on yet, but I do have something planned. I think I'm going to cast on I have plans to cast on the Stripey Turtle Tank by Emily Curtis. And I think I'm going to, instead of just doing stripes on it, as the pattern suggests, I am actually going to do the double date pattern, like the stitch pattern on it, because someone I know is very, very thoughtfully giving me one of their Polly Pocket sets that I really love. And in order to say thank you to them, I would like to make them a gift. They don't know about this, but they really, really love my double date. And while, you know, if I had all the time in the world, I would just make them a double date in the colors that I made my first one in, but I don't really have that kind of time. So I think what I'm going to do is use the leftover yarn that I had from my double date, which is a black color. I think it's called Obsidian from Miss Babs in the Yowza base. It's Obsidian. It's a black color. And then my contrasting colors are Boss Kitty, BKDK, Bath Yellow, Sassy Pants, and Cold as Ice. So I do have a lot of that yarn remaining, or at least enough to make a tank top. Even though the tank top, the Stripey Turtle Tank, is a fingering weight garment, I'm just going to adapt it to have a DK weight yarn. And it will be fine. I'll figure it out. I do roughly have her measurements, so I should be able to make it fit her. And if it's a little big, that's okay, because she can wear it as it will be better to wear it as more of a vest under or over top of like a long sleeve shirt, so she can wear it in the fall and the winter. So that's kind of the plan there. And I am planning on casting that on this weekend. Something else I've been kicking around in my head is I've had this sock pattern that's just kind of been marinating. And so I've been thinking, okay, let's get this out into the world. And so I say I don't swatch, and that's true. I don't swatch for gauge, but I often swatch for my sock patterns, because while I'm very good at manipulating 3D objects in my brain, I'm not as good at taking a 2D image and slapping that on a 3D object. So for example, a sock is a 3D object, but the stitch pattern itself is 2D. So a lot of the times I need to test out my ideas like physically before I can really nail down exactly what I want. So I've tested out a couple things. I don't like any of them, but I'm going to show you them anyway. So this one starts out with just a regular 2-color cast on, which I did way too tightly. Then I did a 1x1 corrugated rib, 2 rows of the purple color, a welt that was 8 rows. It's way too big. And then I just did 1x1 color work for 2 rows, offset it 1 stitch, and kept it going. This is interesting, not what I was going for. So I learned my lesson. I cast on way bigger needles, so this one's a lot more stretchy. Again, 1x1 corrugated rib. This time I did the white in the knits, and I do think that looks a little bit better. 2 rows of the purple color again, and then I did a 6-row welt. I like this so much more. I think it looks so much better proportionally. And then I went into this 1x1 spiraling color work. So this is, well, it's a 3x1, sorry, spiraling color work. And I don't think that this works either. So I did a barrier so I could be like, okay, this is a new idea. And now I am attempting a 3x2 spiral. I do like this better, but it's still not exactly what I'm thinking of. So this is not fleshed out. This is just part of my design process. A lot of times I just have to keep going until I find something I like. So I'm just gonna make this a long tube, and I'm gonna figure out the stitch pattern that I wanna do. And I do think for this one, it's going to be a lot of stitch patterns. So the top, the instep is going to somehow spiral. The heel, not sure. Maybe a short row heel. I think that that's probably a solid color short row heel is probably going to help calm this sock down a little bit. And then on the foot, I want to do something crazy. Elephants, tigers. I'm thinking this is like a circus sock, really. Like the top will be like, this is the big top. The top will be like the circus tent top. It'll be yellow and red, and I'm not 100% sure. Maybe a 3-color work situation in the foot. I don't know yet, but that's kind of the idea that's kicking around in my head. But because these colors are Raven's colors, I was like, oh, I have another idea, so I will be swatching for that as well. Okay, that's all I have project-wise. I just got a lot of ideas kicking around. This is the time of year that I get the design bug. I think about all of my ideas from like August to January, and then I don't design for the rest of the year. So I really got to get my ish together if I want to put anything out for the next year. And if I don't, it's not a big deal anyway. I don't really make any money from this, so it doesn't matter. But I do enjoy it. So I've got 3 patterns pretty much completely done. I just need to retest them, get them retest them myself, go through the pattern, make sure that they're working still. And I wasn't just like in a psychosis when I wrote the pattern the first time. And then I'll have them test it. I will make videos for them. Something that I'm going to do moving forward that I think will be super helpful, and I will retroactively go through all of my patterns and do this as well, is all of my patterns will be written top down and also toe up. So they won't be the same document, but within the pattern itself, there will be top down instructions and toe up instructions, because I know that that is a barrier to entry for a lot of people. They want to knit the sock, but if it's top down, they're not going to knit it if they're a toe up knitter, and vice versa. Because I'm kind of like that. I only want to knit top down socks. So that's something that I will be doing moving forward. So I have to rewrite all my patterns, because all of my patterns pretty much are written, top down. So that's something that I need to do, and something that I will be focusing on this season. I'm also just moving into my fall reset, where I kind of get antisocial, and I just like do a lot of introspection and reflecting on the year. The cool air, the crisp autumn air really recharges my soul. So that's something I'm looking forward to. And perhaps there won't be any videos, or at least any podcasty type videos, for the next couple months. But I do hope to put out vlogs, because I am doing a lot of things and I'd like to show you my design process, but that's not really going to lend itself well to a podcast format, but maybe a vlog format, well, it might be a little bit better. You will see a Lanark vlog and maybe a freshwater tank vlog, but as far as the other things I've been working on, maybe not those. I will be doing gift knits this year, specifically for my mom, because I always kind of give her something for Christmas that I make. And I would like to take you to the Maryland State Fair, because I entered quite a few things into the knitting and spinning division of the State Fair. So if I can get some footage, I will pop that into the vlog as well. Our fall is just like kind of filling up with fun events, and I'm really excited about those, one of which being the Renaissance Fair. So I don't know, it's a full season of life, and I'm excited about it, and I'm really excited, like happy to be doing that, but I don't know how much productivity in my knitting there will be. I'm also heavily back into reading, which I love. I'm excited for ACOTAR 6, even though I didn't love the last book. But I'm still excited about it. I'm gonna be doing a reread of all of the ACOTAR books and also Crescent City. And if I can fit Throne of Glass in there, I'll probably fit Throne of Glass in there, because it is one of my favorite series ever written. ACOTAR, take it or leave it. I like Crescent City better than ACOTAR, but you know, I still like those books. I'm currently finally finishing the House of Devils, book 4. City of... Is it Lies and Legends? I think it is. If it's not, I'll pop it up. And I think I'm gonna go back into a reread of the Daughter of No World series because it just like really touched my heart. So that's what I'm up to. Please let me know what you're up to. Do you have any fun fall plans? Do you have any fun fall like project ideas that you're going to be working on? I would do like a what I'm planning on knitting this fall, but I don't actually know, and I don't want to put any limitations on myself. My bingo board is like off the wall. Like I have no clue what's on there, or my make 9, I don't care. I'm just living based on vibes, and I appreciate all of you for hanging out with me. This is not a short video like I was planning on, but that's okay. I love all of you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and let me know what you guys are doing in the comments below. Bye.